following vid is just a commentary made solely for critique, joking, what have you, etc. Not for a quick cash grab or capitalizing on something popular almost immediately after its release or some such nonsense. It's just a bunch of people doing a point or pointless commentary depending on how you see it. So kick back, relax, and enjoy or unenjoy this installment of Pseudo-Intellectuals versus Fun in Video Games. This commentary is made and protected under fair use. The footage used of tropes versus women in video games and feminist frequency is property of, and I believe copyrighted by, Anita Sarkeesian. Just wanted to get that out of the way.
That's me wanting to escape this goddamn video.
Oh my god, look, oh wow. Oh my god, that's some sexy titles right there.
$100,000.
Well, that's what you get. You pay 10 grand, you get a nice Adobe Suite sound set.
So like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh my god, oh my, oh my.
Wow. Lots of footage.
Damsel in distress, hi?
Was that shared $100,000?
Speaking of things in distress, holy shit, lady.
Did she forget to turn on graphics for a green screen, or what? Why is it just solid blue? Oh, there we go.
Because it's stylish.
But remember that it's both possible and even necessary to simultaneously enjoy media while also being critical of its more problematic or pernicious aspects.
Pernicious?
So, without further ado, let's jump right into the damsel in distress.
Let's jump right into it.
Let's start with the story of a game that no one ever got to play. Back in 1999, game developer Rare was hard at work on a new original title for the Nintendo 64 called Dinosaur Planet.
Oh, here comes Star Fox.
So Wikipedia tells me.
It's Yiftastic.
Crystal.
Hey, check your privilege, okay? Alright, this is a non-binary furry. Story of Zara. Yeah.
She was strong, she was capable, and she was heroic.
And who might you be, animal girl?
My name is Crystal.
Nice YouTube footage rip.
I know, right?
You spent like $500,000 to fucking get all those games for current generation, but you couldn't be fucked to just buy a used copy of...
Well, it would have been, except
Dinosaur Planet never came out. Yeah, that was morphed into a Star Fox.
Yeah, but you could find like the fucking Resident Evil 1.5 build somewhere. How could you not find Dinosaur
But
Planet?
emulators are illegal. Excuse me, I want to hear her talk about how Shigeru Miyamoto is a sexist and uses his penis to harass women. Oh man, a Japanese man sexist? Stop the presses.
Oh
what?
no!
Revamped version, the would-be protagonist Crystal has been transformed into a damsel in distress.
Do you think she uses those hoop earrings as cock rings for her boyfriend? Is that too sexist? Am I allowed to ponder that?
I think that's being too generous of her boyfriend.
Well, he is a black man. I don't know if you're aware of that or not.
Oh, really?
Something that's yeah. He says.
Tyrell Ventura?
Yeah, he checks her privilege 12 inches deep, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay, this is kind of creepy. I'm glad I skipped this and just went to Star Fox Assault.
Fucking warned you.
What is...
Look at his O face.
Yeah.
No, she didn't add that saxophone either.
Yeah.
She is now an object of desire.
Crystal clear. Oh, you see what she did there? Oh, she's funny.
I'm gonna saw my dick off after this video because that chick looks... Because Crystal looks pretty banging.
No, you know what it is? Crystal just looks way hotter than the chick doing the narration.
Now, why would she have started this off with an example of an anthropomorphic character? Because doesn't that throw out all of the normal human interactions? Because you're talking about something that doesn't even exist, so how can you even create a paradigm between men and women? They're foxes.
I'll bet you see... Oop.
Does she have like a furry? Does she have a furry demographic?
No, listen.
Or despair caused by a sense of abandonment, helplessness, or danger. As a trope, the damsel
Why is he holding her like that?
in which a female character
Because she's clearly a guitar. Look at the pose.
and must be rescued by a male character.
I'm sorry, those aren't video games. Am I looking at video games?
No, that's like...
Those are pulp comic covers.
Yeah, that's like Doc Savage comic book covers.
Yes.
So she made a video talking about sexism in video games and then uses examples from fucking comic books and movies.
Yeah, from like the 30s, 40s,
Pulp
50s.
and noir
Princesses,
flicks.
wives,
Yep.
girlfriends, and sisters are all commonly used to fill the
That
role.
would be that'd be like me doing a critique of the Chappelle Show and using fucking textbook pictures of slavery from the 1800s. It's completely fucking unrelated.
Man, I'm gonna flag this video for nudity.
Because you can't. It's because
Look at those tits on that screen right there.
you can't cover this topic without talking about this.
Oh, I
Because
remember
it
this.
literally
Armor.
relates.
This is from Final Fantasy VII, right? That's Cloud Strife and Eris.
Oh yeah, definitely.
In the Middle Ages, the damsel in distress was a common feature in many.
More nudity? This is getting double flagged?
The saving of a defenseless woman was often portrayed as the raison
Report.
d'être, or
Sexual
reason for
content.
I'm sorry, are we watching the right video? It does say troops versus women. in video, right?
Tropes versus like King Arthur in literature.
What the
Clearly, troops versus women fits way better.
Troops versus women would have been a much better
Yeah,
fucking show.
we would have.
A famous early example is
What the fuck? Come on, honey. What are you doing?
This isn't a video game, is it?
Hey, this is how lazy she is. She could have used Red Dead Redemption.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh my
exactly.
god. Yeah! You get an achievement for doing it.
Well,
That would be-
yeah, but
King Kong, the video game right here. This is how lazy she is. She could have inserted
Well,
all of the
well,
shit from
well.
the video.
To be fair, King Kong did inspire Donkey Kong, so
No, Shadow-
clearly there's relations there.
Oh, what is this woman
well,
doing?
here's the thing. She's giving us a recap of all the shit that inspired it in the last century.
Every fucking comic, cartoon, animated movie, and otherwise for ages now. She can't. Like, what's she just gonna go over everything? We
Yeah,
already
but look-
know this shit.
But look how she's demeaning the medium, though. I mean, the difference between video games and comics and books and movies and TV shows is video games are interactive, the other forms are passive. One you take part in, one you don't. So if you really want to focus on the impact of some kind of a trope in a video game, show fucking video games. Don't bring in shit from
Perhaps
outside.
showing the Popeye video game wouldn't be a bad idea.
You know, here's something to consider. This is 1933 where women didn't have rights. So this isn't really going to be an effective argument. Why don't you show us stuff that's going on now? Instead of...
I'm guessing she's building to it, but this seems like a lot of filler. We're 6 minutes in, I haven't seen shit, except for 5 seconds of Princess Peach. And a little bit of
and
Star
furries.
Fox.
Oh, okay, here we go. Finally.
Took forever.
With the task of creating a new arcade game for the American market. Originally, the project was conceived of as a game starring Popeye the Sailor. But when Nintendo wasn't able to secure the rights, Miyamoto created his own characters to fill the void, heavily influenced by the movie King Kong.
Miyamoto originally called him Rapo the Plumber.
After she's carried off by a giant ape. In later versions, she's renamed Pauline.
Pauline.
Yep. Pauline.
Well, you see, Andrew, what you don't know, in the original Donkey Kong, if you didn't rescue her in time, the monkey would rape her. And you'd hear the sound of quarters getting dumped in the slot every time he ejaculated.
Oh my god, is she gonna fucking cover Custer's Revenge? Or
Oh my god, I hope so.
Or
But
Phil-
that,
or
I don't
Philly
think that
Flasher?
damsel was in distress. I think that damsel,
that
well,
was just
she
some
was,
creepy
but...
Or how about Philly Flasher, where you drop your cum off the side of a building and a chick has to catch it?
Delicious.
Pauline became the template for a new damsel named Princess Toadstool.
Also a man.
She also became the temple for women with no spine.
Well, you see
Holy shit.
in video.
What up, cis males?
Jules, we're watching the first episode of Tropes vs. Women. Get in the sync tube right now.
Oh, fuck,
Pause
we
it,
need
Andrew,
to look.
pause it.
Princess Peach is in many ways the quintessential
Quintessential.
version of the damsel.
She meant quintessential? Okay, don't impress her.
She's a very quintessential character.
The core Super Mario Brothers platformer games.
Coincidental?
She's kidnapped in 13 of them.
God, I can't wait for Ian Miles Chong to have his cameo in this.
The North American release of Super
Wait,
Mario
is she seriously going into gender stereotypes in Super fucking Mario?
Jules, you should have seen it earlier. She was like, she spent 5 minutes talking about fucking films from
Movies.
the like first 3 decades of the last century.
She talked about what I've already talked about ages ago when I heard about this project first starting up. Like, how are you going to do this without explaining this
See,
stuff? It's not
this
good
comes
video.
across as so shallow on her part. It's nothing but like a Wikipedia regurgitation. She's
Exactly.
talking about shit everybody knows.
Yeah, well, where is the dissection?
Hey,
Where
no,
is
let's
not?
talk about Doki Doki Panic, Jules.
The
Obviously,
dichotomy of this fucking
If I want to watch Doki Doki Panic history, I'll watch fucking.
Well, no, see,
Irate
Doki
Gamer's
Doki
video.
Panic represents Crystal, the female, who couldn't make it in the United States audience. And Mario Brothers represents Star Fox, the man, who took over her game.
So wait, so what?
Gerpy, this is why you're so terrible at it. You're not even focusing on Birdie chucking her ovulating eggs at your head.
I know
As
she's
sign of
killing
feminine
babies.
Well, see, that's because Birdie's not a female.
Birdie
That's
is
never been confirmed.
Birdie is aborting her babies by killing
No. See,
predators that try and
Birdie
kill her.
is a transgender. Check your privilege, sir.
Birdo, god damn it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Birdo
and just like
is
that,
checking her
the
aborted
female characters, they can fly, can't they? Like, all women can fly.
children. No, they're
What?
superior, Jules.
Yeah,
Obviously,
if women could fly in real life, then men would be subservient to them, or like they would. I'm sorry.
awesome.
I know, but look at the message that Nintendo is trying to show us. Women can fly. They are superior.
Exactly.
Yeah.
World War II would have been a lot fucking different. Ava Braun would have fucking kicked Hitler to the curb.
Yeah, but
Well,
Peach
she would
in
have
these
powered
games-
herself with queefs like a hot air balloon and just soared over Germany.
Exactly.
Okay, but here's what I don't understand. Peach and other female characters are in these games. They're playable. You know, it's not like they're put to the side. That's only in the main series. Other than
Marco,
that,
what are you
Peach
doing? Shh,
isn't
don't use
shit,
logic.
I have to use logic.
No,
Somebody has to.
Marcus. When you're in the world of people like Blade Knuckles, Game Over Thinker, and Anita Sarkozy, you have to be a pseudo-intellectual that specializes in telling nothing but hyperbole.
You almost made me fucking blow my drink out my nose.
Okay, you know, and again, this is so selective on her part. She's not talking about Super Smash Brothers Melee or Brawl, where you could use female characters and kick the shit out of the guys and win.
She's
Well,
not
they
talking
aren't-
about Tomb Raider. She's not talking about Heavy Rain. She's not talking about fucking.
Well, it is part one, so I mean we have to be fair in that context. But she's talking about Mario Brothers. I want to hear about Brawl games where the women are
Yeah.
powered.
No, you know what I want to hear?
Well,
I
how,
want
about,
to hear.
how about Samus Aran? Like, I don't know, wasn't she one of the toughest female characters
No
in
shit.
video game history?
What
Until
about-
that.
I
until
bet you
Other M.
her only exposure of Metroid is in Other M. That's
Yeah, but the
probably
thing is,
what's going to
everybody
happen.
fucking hates Other M, and the people that hate it are men
And-
because it's
and-
sexist. We know, and it's
Everyone
I would like to see her kind of defend her views against that game.
and everyone and their mother realize that Samus Aran is pretty much, I would say, is inspired much by fucking Ridley, from
Yes.
Ripley, from the Alien movies.
Well, I like how one-sided her argument is. I mean, think about what she's really saying at its core. She's bitching about these tropes. She's saying, oh my god, it's a damsel in distress, and how terrible that is, because the main character loves the woman that got taken. But of course he does. They were in a fucking relationship in the first place. So yeah, he looks at her sexually. Yeah, he looks at her lustfully. They were in a fucking relationship. It's not like some stranger.
Normal shit.
say that, but I don't know. Peach and Bowser
That
what I'm
and
saying-
try too much
Mario
to get
needs-
away, you know? I
That
get the
and
feeling they
you're-
might have something going too.
we are making games in a society that's still evolving, and a society which, yes, I'll admit there is sexism, but it's still evolving. These are works of art which reflect the attitudes of the time. You know,
It's subjective.
I think you're giving ground by even saying that it's, you know, evolving in a sexist society, because then you're saying that having a story where a man rescues a woman, like a knight rescuing a princess, is sexist. A knight rescuing a princess is duty.
It's
That's
classic
chivalry.
Yeah, it's chivalry. It's famous.
It's chivalry and wizardry.
nothing wrong with it. And yes,
Whoa.
there is a bias, but that
What
is
fucking game was that?
You know, okay, Marcus, you'll definitely get this. I'm waiting for the part when she shows the clip from Fear Effect 2 where Rain is strapped to that weird sex machine.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
ready. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
I
ready for
just.
it.
Oh god.
Okay, she showed Final
Yeah.
Fight. Where's
Yeah,
where's
but here's
Poison
but
Final
Andrew, here's the thing. If you remember how that scene ends, she doesn't really give a shit when she gets unstrapped. From
Yeah,
God.
exactly.
She's
Exactly.
She makes a joke about it. In fact,
Later on, Hannah said, like, you were having fun on that thrill ride back there. And she's like, it was a cheap thrill.
it was yeah.
It's like, whatever, it's done.
It's called having a sense of humor.
God, look how cheap this is. All she's shown are like still shots and a few captured YouTube videos. This does not feel like a $100,000 project.
Nope.
It's just like investigative journalism said. It's nothing she says is unique. It's not going to be any different than
no.
her.
She just picks apart the games and says, "This is what the game does." She doesn't dissect it. She doesn't
How is she showing
look at the game holistically or in its own unique points and come up with any fucking arguments.
How is she arguing over Splatterhouse when the main character gives up his fucking soul to save his girlfriend?
Oh, that's
No, he gives
sexist.
up-
He wants to use his
He
penis.
gives up
to
his
press
soul,
her
gives up his humanity,
Whatever. I know he gives something up.
and
He
she
gives up the nook. Yeah.
she seems not to understand fucking popular culture. Most of these video games are based off of popular culture, based off of the mythos of the manly hero,
What the-
something which is ingrained into
Yeah, but Zelda's not a-
Western society.
But it's not even Western society, Jules. All the games she showed so far are Eastern. They're Japanese. So
Yeah.
let's talk culture, not sexism.
And she...
Well, I'm gonna send this to Shigeru Miyamoto right away, so that he can know that there's a problem.
Oh, really, Miss Sarkozy? You don't like my games? Suck my tiny yellow nuts!
I got a question. In fucking Zelda 2, she's sleeping. How is she a damsel in distress in that scenario?
Oh my god.
She kidnapped or anything. She's just sleeping.
What I don't understand is like the Zelda games, Link is the most asexual character ever. He never kisses her, really. He never has sex with her. He's never in a relationship with her. He's always the poor fucker that's got to go get her.
He's in the friend zone
she doesn't even
24/7.
fucking put out for him.
Well,
He doesn't do
look,
shit. He does that completely because he's a good-hearted character.
look, has Anita Sarkeesian played Zelda Wand of Gamelon?
Or Zelda's Adventure on the 3DO?
Yeah.
I want to know if she's going to talk about Midna. I want to see how she dances around that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And not necessarily something a character is from start to finish. Once in a while, she might be given the opportunity to have a slightly more active
Okay,
role
I'm throwing
in
this out there.
quest.
This is kind of this is kind of a theory I'm working on. Maybe there's a slight hint of Japan bashing in here, not outright, but I can't feel like but help that she's like critiquing like this culture, like, you know, Japan's wrong, and like she previously said, like, you know, women get harassed on subways in Japan, so women have their separate cars, and she was in favor of fucking segregation for women to protect, and she was bitching with the fucking Bayonetta advert campaign.
You see, she's wrong. You're wrong about that.
Tetra in Wind Waker is one of the most badass female characters in the game. Like,
I think Andrew's onto something here,
you
though.
on about?
I think her critique really is not so much sexism or tropes in gaming. I think she has a problem. I think she's Japanese phobic.
Yeah, it's a culture because
yeah, she has focused on that.
Because
she's fucking she's tired of looking at slant eyes. She finds them too foreign, so she's gonna bash their art because she's racist.
Exactly. It's just
this is tropes versus Japan.
Because she was like, you know, this Bayonetta advert campaign was just what the fuck are you gonna do about it? This is in Japan. You're in fucking America. You can't change the world over. Why do you? She's
no, she's not in America. She's in Canada, where everything's correct.
She lives in San Fran. She's she's
a defector.
She went to the hipster side.
Expat. She's an expat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's from Toronto, so I'm not fucking surprised. That pretentious.
She's not a Newfoundlander, you know, or however you pronounce that, a portion of a name.
Newfoundland. It's fucking Newfoundland. I can do a fucking Newfoundland accent.
Anyone care about Phantom Hourglass?
Okay, granted, I know all we did was talk over most of this video and like hearing bits in between, but I can't help but feel that from what I've heard so far, she's just this should not be 20 minutes fucking long.
This is an awesome fucking trailer.
She hasn't focused on really any, like, yeah, you're right, we have talked over this, because she hasn't raised really anything interesting. She spent 6 minutes talking about movies that have nothing to do with
Listen, if
games.
this was interesting, we wouldn't be talking over it. Plain and simple.
And she
It's
talked
not.
about Mario, and she talked about Zelda, but she's omitted roles where the women in those game series
And if she gave a shit about people conversing about this, talking about it, discussing it, raising things, she would have left the comments open, but she didn't.
Yeah, she's what you'd
You
call
can't
intellectually
fucking
dishonest.
do that. You can't fucking do something like this, then close off after.
Yeah,
you gotta be able to hear people out.
Yeah, this is like a step down from what she used to do, that investigative journalism pointed out. She would moderate comments and not even let the most well-rounded ones come in, despite her saying, like, I feel like there should be, like, you know, an even space for people to, like, you know, have clearly debateful or like clearly debated chats.
Just clearly skinheads are not offensive, but fucking the woman being thrown in the cell is.
What was that?
That was Vigilante.
Oh, Vigilante. I want to play that now.
I'm not familiar with that one, yeah.
Madonna.
It's an arcade game, if I remember right.
Madonna has been taken hostage by Nazis. That's fucking.
Skinheads, yeah. But skinheads is okay, though.
Oh yeah, what about misandry in video games? Everyone's always a big macho fuckhead, huh? How about that? How about that? Men don't cry themselves to sleep? Oh, fuck you.
Well, let's talk Metal Gear Solid 3. I mean, who was the main character in that? I mean, who was the big-ass boss? Who was Big Boss in Metal Gear Solid 3?
Yes, but that's different because Ava, it's alleged that she got sodomized if you read her medical record by Vulcan.
Oh my god, she got sodomized so hard.
Yeah,
no, Vulcan was gay.
No,
He's bi.
He was bisexual. He was bisexual. And if you look up Ava's file in the game, she had like really bad fucking rectal damage apparently, which is implied that because of her sexual because Vulcan fucked her 6 ways from Sunday.
Maybe she's sexually liberated,
Yeah.
and she
and she would argue that Snake's torture is the overalls.
Hey Marco, yeah.
But But yeah,
So her solution is that all these old school damsel games should be thrown away and never seen again.
And then who does that appeal to? I mean, who's the demographic buying games? And don't give me that, oh, women are 50%. They're 50% on the app market and World of Warcraft and Angry Birds. But the purchasing power, the games that are aimed at the purchasing power, at the real demographic, the people who buy consoles and games, are dudes. If you want to change the industry, buy more fucking consoles and games. That's as simple as it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the 1983 animated Laserdisc game Dragon.
I mean, I like how she's implying that it's sexist because there aren't more female heroines. However, have you ever heard guys say, I don't like playing a game because the main character's a female? I loved Metroid. I never had a fucking problem with that.
I did. I hated Other M for reasons I stated, because it's clearly sexist and fucking stupid.
Right, but I mean, did you ever go, oh my god, Lara Croft is a chick, fuck this video game? No, you're like Tomb Raider's
No.
awesome.
Yeah,
I really didn't know. I never cared as long as the character was.
Yeah,
cool
it was like
and likable, I could care less.
It was like a female sort of Indiana Jones type thing going on, you know, just exploring and shit.
Well, you're comparing her to a male character, you sexist pig.
There's a lot of females in video games that are awesome too. It's like not just those two. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there's plenty to choose from.
So, you know what I knows about Anita Sarkeesian? She's not a feminist, because feminism vows for equality between genders, which I fully believe in. I think equality between genders is, you know, it's undisputable. What she wants is fucking patriarchy.
Exactly.
No,
matriarchy.
Matriarchy.
Is she going to talk about Double Dragon 2, where the girl gets killed in the beginning of the game?
Well, yeah, chances are the bitch had to come into her anyways.
I'm just amazed that this is the best she's got, and that she's going
Dragon Neon is a retro send back to the old days. It's designed like that on purpose to be tongue-in-cheek, you fucking idiot.
I mean, she's the type of person that would probably complain about Romeo and Juliet.
Oh,
that it's
God.
just too sexist.
Clearly.
Remember that these games don't exist in a vacuum.
Oh my god, Othello is such a horrible story about a woman being abused by Iago and the fellow himself. How terrible.
Oh my god, and Macbeth, Lady Macbeth, how she stands naked and scrubs her hands to get the blood out, that's just sexist. That is just sexist. Fuck her guilty conscience. She could scrub her hands bloody with her clothes on. That was unnecessary of Polanski to portray
I'll
that.
tell you what's rotten in the state of Denmark. It's fucking Shakespeare and his penis. That's
God damn it.
This is terrible. This is a joke. All these pictures, all these fucking films, all these comic books.
No, they're cherry-picked.
And she could have been fucking taking scenes from video games, like we said, Red Dead Redemption, other things that line up perfectly with it. But
I can't wait for her to talk about.
But no,
Nier.
she's cherry picking was fucking popular.
Oh yeah.
Basically, this is a cry for attention. So maybe she can make a fucking sequel and pawn more fucking money off of idiotic Tumblr users.
I've been a fan of the Mario and Zelda franchise.
Oh hey, it's Sarah Silverman playing her first game.
Have a special place in my heart, as I'm sure is true for
See, if this was hosted by Sarah Silverman, then I would be able to watch it, because I fucking love Sarah
If you
Silverman.
played the games when you were a kid, then you should know the core thing about gaming. It's supposed to be fun, you're not supposed to question it.
I'm just waiting for her to cut away to Janine Garofalo so they can both talk about how terrible men are.
What about Lollipop Chainsaw?
No, you know what's
she's
gonna
gonna
end
get
up
to that later
happening? The last episode is just going to be that famous rape scene with a pinball machine in what's the movie called?
The Accused.
I forget. It's called my top 10 favorite movie ever.
Yeah, it's the Accused with Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster, yeah. We need to have a Jodie Foster cameo in this.
I'm fucking amazed she didn't bring anime into this at all, not once.
Oh,
Probably
give
a
her a
part
chance.
2.
Oh,
Oh, Dante's in. Here's fucking Dante's
part
Inferno.
2?
I was waiting for
She's
that.
doing a fucking part 2? As if this already wasn't fucking asinine enough. No, we need another fucking part for Damsel in Distress.
Oh my god.
Elaine?
Please. I want her to bring up Nier so much.
I wanted to bring up Leisure Suit Larry. That would be fun.
Elaine's not a
Are there damsels in distress in Laser Shoot Larry?
No, all he does is jack off on chicks, though.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they're not distressed, horny.
More females than
oh man, that was fucking terrible.
So, final thoughts on that? What you guys think?
Final verdict.
There's boobs in this. I find it offensive. It should not be on YouTube.
Why isn't the second row? Why at the end is there a picture of a Lego person holding a sign that says "No girls allowed"? Are you fucking kidding me?
I give this $150,000.
When have you ever heard of fucking Legos being gender biased? Seriously.
Well, you know what bums me out about her is, and people like her, when you strip away all the politics and everything else, is she's the type of person that will never enjoy art. And this isn't even a discussion about art in video games, but back to the Shakespeare thing. Could you imagine living a life where you couldn't enjoy something as great as Othello? Because you'd say, oh my god, isn't it racist that Othello's black? Isn't it terrible how sexist they are to the woman? You completely are blinded to fucking the art itself, the main point, the themes of the fucking story, because you're nitpicking who a character is or who's portraying a character. Fucking life to live.
That'd be a sad and closed off, pathetic existence right there.
Well, that is the existence that she's living. Obviously, some shit happened, so she's
then
just
you know
bitter.
what? I think she needs a man to save her from that existence.
Oh.
Well, that was entertaining, but it was just trite. It was 20 minutes plus of trite.
I told you.
So how many parts is this supposed to be altogether?
I don't know.
84.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's like how many what's the budget per episode?
$1.50.